Hello, Mr. Cosby. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Ah, there you are. Welcome. I got to say, first of all, it's an honor and pleasure to talk to you. Being a 41-year-old male, I used to watch you all the time as a child back in the 70s. As growing up in Northern Alaska, a little Eskimo kid, watching this little tiny box and seeing Fat Albert. And I just loved your demeanor. Very welcoming, very fatherly, I'm going to say. And it was just fun to watch as well. Unique characters and your attitude was just pretty awesome. So how you doing?
Here's when you say very, very fatherly. When I came into this business, I decided I don't want young males, 7th and 8th grade, to go through this time in their lives and not be able to see the importance of education, see the importance of trying. It was teacher, and it was wisdom of a 29-year-old trying to get the idea across to the kids who had already made up their own philosophy about what is important and what isn't important.
Yeah, exactly. Because my mom, until last year, was actually a teacher, and she would move us around to different reservations because she liked to teach little Native kids. So I was always a new kid, and very quick education as far as that goes. But I liked your ideals as far as just learning something new, and imparting onto the youth of the time, even to this day. I was just watching your special, Far From Finished, on Comedy Central, and I like how you talk about your own life, just different experiences that you have, and just your very warm storytelling style. Even the fact that you sort of break the norm as far as standing up with a microphone, maybe a stool. You actually have like a desk, some flowers on there, and make it very, very welcoming and homey. How did that begin, actually?
It's very, very funny. I was working in Lake Tahoe at Harris. And it'd come out, and the mic would come up, and I would pull it off the stand, and then I would proceed to do the storytelling, so forth and so on. One show, a thought came, wait a minute, these people are sitting down, and I'm standing up. So I asked for a chair. I just wanted to see what would happen. So the guy brought the chair out, and I sat down. I didn't make a deal of it to the audience. And I started talking, et cetera, and I found that with the chair, I was able to put myself in the same room with the audience.
Oh, I got you. You don't want to be like
here's the other thing that happened. Later, I began to debate, should it be like a set? Should I walk on and like Mr. Rogers, today's a wonderful day today, take off the sweater and hang it up on I said, no, just put a table out there, bottle of water, box of Kleenex, and a chair, folding chair, any kind of chair. Just set it down and put a carpet down. Because I may want to crawl around on the stage or do something. That worked beautifully.
Now, getting back to, you were talking about Fred Rogers and the sweater, and of course everybody knows your iconic sweaters. All your characters have iconic looks, even the Cosby kids, with the hat pulled down and whatnot. But where did the idea for the sweaters come from?
I wanted, being a doctor, this Heathcliff Huxtable, to not always have that white coat.
Oh, that's sort of kind of authoritative almost, or?
Well, I don't know if it's authoritative, but whatever. If you're a bus driver, unless you're Ralph Cramden, you don't keep the hat and the jacket on
at all times,
all day.
Right. Yeah.
So what would a doctor want to put on to get him away from the suit coat? You put a sweater on. In those days, we had this professional shopper, and she would pick up the latest sweaters and bring them back, and I would wear them. Well, I never designed those things that came out of those department stores. So some of those wild and crazy sweaters, that's what Cliff wore. And if you notice, he was, in fact, the only one in the family who was doing that.
I got you. So now I was just talking about, I was watching your Far From Finished special. Now, I know a lot of comics will try out open mics, that sort of thing, and I don't see you showing up at open mics. How do you practice your new material?
Never believed in going to a place and saying to an audience, I just wrote some things here and I'd like to try them out on you.
Right, yeah. It sort of gives it it discounts it, right? It kind of discounts what you're going to say and the veracity, the validity of it all.
Well, there's no need to beg them to judge.
Right, exactly.
I mean, if you go out, I think the worst thing you can do in our business is say, listen, this is a brand new song. Nobody's ever heard it, and I need you to tell me whether you... you don't put them in that position because, for some people, that's dangerous, man.
Right.
They become more than they thought they were.
Exactly, because they're
and
an
then
audience.
They start... The best thing you can do is deliver that piece the best way and treat it like welcome.
That's awesome. So now, do you get a lot of suggestions? I know as a comic, I've got like my cousins, my mom even coming in like, hey, I got a joke for you. Tell next time you're on stage. And sometimes, even if it's funny, I have a hard time finding myself using it because I don't know if it's a street joke or...
Yeah, but wait a minute. The reason why you find it difficult is because who are they? That's your mother.
Right, exactly.
When was the last time she was on stage?
Right.
You understand?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the early days, when you were starting out in stand-up, did anybody ever steal your jokes? I've had jokes, comics steal my jokes in front of me, do not one but two jokes that I've done before. I'm looking around because we're at a real show, and I'm like, okay, I guess I won't tell those jokes.
Whoever that person or the persons might be, they have a lot of nerve, man.
Oh, yeah, especially when I'm there.
There's a lot of nerve. So I think that what you need to do is you need to go to the person. Once you know that the person did it, I think that the person will be very, very honest in denial. Will be very, very honest, but they will know that you know. You could also say to him, either you not say it or I'll sell it to you.
That's right.
Yeah, so you have to charge him. You
That'd be $20.
Now here, no, he's already used it, so it's only $3 for a used joke. The other thing I want to give you information on is when you get somebody who wants to do rough house with you from the audience.
Mm-hmm. Like a heckler?
Well, that's what you guys call them, but I call it somebody wants to do rough house. Stay smooth. Now, I'll give you an example. So I came out. It was a midnight show at Harris, Lake Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
I had a brown leather suit.
Mm.
Oh, boy. And I had these high-top leather shoes.
Nice.
And I came out, and this woman yelled from the 750 people audience, I hate those shoes. And I went to the high ground, man. It didn't take any more than a second. And I looked in the direction as she was talking, and I said, Madam, you are very fortunate tonight because these shoes will not be performing. And I never heard from her again. But see the greatest one, Red Fox. Red Fox, this woman obviously self-medicated with alcohol, and she had on her boyfriend's hat, and, he's letting her do whatever she wants to do because he's got dreams of what's going to happen after the show, and he doesn't want her mad at him. And she just kept talking, and Red said, Madam, I'm trying to do my act. Now, why don't you just behave? And she just kept talking, and Red said, now look, let me just make this clear, madam. I'm on my job. I don't come on your job and open your closet and take your brooms out and your mop and your bucket and stuff. Oh, man. they packed up and left. And he didn't curse or anything. I don't come on your job, open your broom closet and take the broom out and the mop and the bucket and start doing the toilet bowls. Ooh, that was it, man.
I know you've been to Montana before. I know you performed over in Billings. Some of my comic buddies over there saw you perform live, and they said you were just a beast. You were phenomenal, doing several hours of comedy, which at this point I can't imagine. 4 years in, I only have like maybe 45, and that's with
now,
$10.
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for you to only have 45 minutes. This is called afraid to move ahead. Now, look. You've got timing, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you see things that are funny, right?
Oh, yeah. Try to, anyway.
No. Forget all that. You're talking to me now. and
well, thank you,
and
sir.
I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 52 years in, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you're afraid to move ahead. Because by the time I was in Greenwich Village at $70 a week. I already had an hour and a half.
Wow.
Plus, I was ad-libbing at times. Leave yourself open to think, man. You have a brain. Leave yourself open. Listen to things while you're talking. Listen to yourself while you're talking. Because a part of your brain will also feed you. And I don't know. Maybe you don't have the weapons that those of us who are ADD have, and ADHD, and dyslexic people. Those extra voices that you quote unquote typical people have, But you gotta start building on this stuff, man. You should be able to. How many years you been doing this?
4 years. 4 years.
4 years, you should have at least memories of having ad-libbed 45 minutes. You are not to be afraid of them. You don't have to go out and be perfect. Take it to the club.
I will.
You're a writer. 45. 47 minutes. I'll give you a D.
Even that's an honor to be graded by a master such as yourself, Mr.
Hey,
Cosby.
man, I'm trying to give you I'm in the margin. You go over to the margin, you'll see what Bill Cosby wrote for you to do, and come back. You don't look at a paper that you used to have in school and say, "Oh man, the teacher put me down." No, he wrote in the margin what you need to do.
I definitely appreciate that because even when I bomb on stage, I know some like comics and mics, they won't come back for weeks, sometimes months. I'll come right back the next week.
Yeah, well, they may be doing the audiences a favor.
Right, exactly. So last time you were in Montana, did you visit anywhere? Do you like the Treasure States outside of the clubs?
I come in. Usually, I will go to the hotel or go to the dressing room and pack it in because I believe in rest, I believe in nourishment, and I believe in rest again, and then I believe in getting up and beginning to plod along, and then there's a thing called a meet and greet.
Oh, right,
some
exactly.
station winners or something like that, and then I will meet them and take pictures, and then I get ready, and here we go, and then I see them. And I'm ready to go. Right,
because you're rested and of course prepared.
All right, let me run.
Okay, one last I would like to ask you. What would you like to impart? What message, just youth in general, with your time on this earth, that you would like to let young folks know nowadays? What would Bill Cosby tell them?
Leave old people alone because that's where you're going if you're fortunate enough to live that long.
Right.
And the time that you have now as a young person is waning.
Mr. Cosby, I got to tell you, it's been a genuine pleasure, man. I like I said, I cherished you as a child, and I still do. I mean, that's a part of my child. That's part of my frame of reference of life. just that joy.
Thank you. See you later.
Thank you, Mr. Cosby. I'll talk to you soon.